Hello everyone, this is Janoto, and welcome back to our very first multiplayer battle. So this is a 3v3. We have 3 Greenskin armies against an army alliance between Bretonnia, the Empire, and the Dwarfs. So, we are currently going to be assaulting this formation of humans and dwarves. So you'll see that there are currently 4 steam tanks, some cannons, some dwarf cannons, a bunch of miners, and in the front line they have, who do they have here? Some iron breakers, some spearmen at arms, and just spearmen, longbeards, and a whole bunch of other folks. So this battle takes about 15 minutes. We have on the right flank of the Greenskin army 2 Pegasus Knight armies. No, wait, just 1 and a Paladin. So, we can see their stats here if we like. It's a hero unit. So currently we have our Greenskin army led by one of our allies. They don't say his name for some reason. I'm sure we'll find it soon enough. So, these are the Doom Diver catapults, and we're currently advancing forward in an attempt to attack our enemies. My army currently consists of Black Orcs, primarily, and some Goblin Wolf Riders, and yes, Goblin Wolf Riders on that side, along with some archers. And then our other ally here has some giants, a bunch of Black Orcs, Savage Black Orcs. None of these guys have any of their units upgraded. These guys were primarily going for numbers here, so we could overwhelm our enemies. I chose the more elite route, so you can see that these guys actually have some chevrons on them. But I opted for quality over quantity in this case. Even our Arachnoroph spider is pretty beefed up. So I got the Grimgore Ironhide General here, along with a Orc Shaman. So currently I am defending the backs of our flanks, while my buddy here is fending them off with the archers. So he's currently advancing left. We have our Vanguard deployment here. They're just kind of hanging out, making so that these guys keep an eye on us. So they look like they're ready. They have some shock cavalry here, Knights of the Realm. They have Karl Franz here. No, wait, it's one of the Bretonnian kings. Karl Franz is over here, downbeat. Alright, so looks like our Doom Diver catapults making their way into their front lines. They are trying to reposition their cannons to return fire. Looks like they're going to move away. And now we're just sieging against each other. They're moving one steam tank over to shoot at our lines. So we're just slowly advancing. I'm letting my ally here take the brunt of the charge with some of the units that he has chosen. He has a bunch of Black Orcs as well, but very limited on experience. So currently, primarily we're just skirmishing as we advance. Bunch of troops here. It looks like there has been some movement on the left flank of our army. It looks like Karl Franz, no wait, the Bretonnian king has decided to fly out with his cavalry units. It looks like they're trying to go for a flanking attack on our left flank. It seems like our ally may or may not be aware of this. We're still defending the rears and kind of just hanging out in the middle right now, but it looks like we have a Pegasus attack aiming for our Doom Diver catapults, and will they land is the question. Nope, they actually opted for quickly diving against these orcs right here. These orc biguns. So they're kind of just harassing right now, but looks like they will eventually hit these Doom Diver catapults. At least that would be my suspicion. Oh snap! He actually ended up hitting that guy. He was in the range of fire. So no activity there yet. The main line is advancing forward. Looks like our buddy has left some troops here to defend Doom Diver catapults so that they are not unprotected. Looks like they are diving off. So we do have some guys advancing forward. It looks like they sent some spearmen to halt our advance, but they were quickly repelled back. Yep, these spearmen were pushed back almost as soon as they went forward. Looks like there is skirmish on the left, potentially. Nope. But they do have cavalry there. Going to focus here on the action. So these black orcs are hanging out in the front, not quite ready to charge into the enemy battle lines. Bretonnian spearmen at arms are ready to take the charge, and here the battle begins. So the Arachnorak spider is making his charge. He's getting gunned down. You can see that the line is slowly closing in on the enemy. Looks like some magic was cast on the enemy main battle line, or core. So we're pushing here, and Bretonnian bowmen and whatnot are in the rear. So we've managed to push the front line off. Karl Franz is battling the Arachnorak spider. Looks like I have cast the WOG ability, so everyone gets bonus attack and melee defense. So it's pretty chaotic right now. The battle lines are intertwined at this point. Looks like Bretonnian forces are just stabbing, hammering our back lines there. And so now it's just pure chaos as our giants are wreaking havoc on the dwarfs. Our Arachnorak spider is pushing in as well. Our Doom Divers are also just pushing in. You can see that they're casting spells on the giant to get rid of him. You can see the flames of war. Oh my goodness, look at him. He is just on fire. His back is on fire. He's getting stabbed in the back by all the Bretonnian knights. And everyone and everything is shooting at him. This poor guy can't catch a break. Maybe if he stops, drops, and roll, he might have a better chance. But these guys are putting everything that they have. Every shot. Look at all that artillery fire. There is just blazing flame right here. And in the back, we're still pushing forward. Their steam tanks are holding down a lot of our units. That giant is... Oh, that giant is dead now. But it looks like we still have another Grimgore Ironhide over here. Yep, Grimgore Ironhide is right here. Another giant is coming into the system. Looks like explosion was cast over here to break up that infantry line. So, these guys are duking it out with the heroes. The Arachnorak spider is fighting 2 steam tanks by himself. Looks like the enemy wizard has cast the celestial lightning ball of doom, and so it is now away from all of our orcs. It looks like another ability was cast on our units. Nope, it was not. But to quickly survey the area, our Doom Diver catapults have been attacked by the Pegasus Knights, so they've mostly been dispersed, but we still have a few in the back advancing forward. Our forces are relatively healthy. People are casting spells here left and right. Most of our units are tied up into these steam tanks, which they should not be, but they are. And so we have a bunch of orc big guns retreating. We have my goblin wolf riders coming from the rear and giving these guys hell over here. Looks like they have a lot of forces that have unrouted themselves, and they're just kind of hanging out in the back right now, and it looks like they're going to make their way back into the battlefield. So, right now, the Bretonnian knights are charging back into the lines. They're quickly battling the orc big guns. We have a bunch of troops here just tied up with all of these steam tanks. And so, the Arachnorak Spider is still holding strong. It's hard to tell if these guys are retreating or going for that steam tank. But these guys have routed. We're using our Goblin Wolf Riders to basically rout any additional units that are currently flying away or running away. Looks like these guys are all focusing on the steam tanks. Looks like the Shaman has cast another spell. An explosion of sorts over here, just demolishing those dwarf soldiers. Another steam tank is making its way over. And we have a bunch of spearmen and Bretonnian archers here just hanging out. And so, the Arachnorak Spider is just making his way. He's just running around. Maybe he's routing. Is he routing? Oh, yep, he's definitely routing. He's exhausted. He's running away from the battlefield. More forces are coming back from routing. Our forces are pushing forward. However, our units are incredibly clobbered up against these two steam tanks, but hopefully... Oh, there's also a hero here, and an ability was cast, and it looks like the log was cast, as well as stand your ground, so all of our units have gotten that buff against the enemy forces, so we're going to be pushing forward and trying to destroy these steam tanks over here. Alright, Bretonnian archers, so their skirmishing units are coming back, they're forming a line in the backside lines to kind of focus on our blob as their steam tanks are taking a lot of their damage. Mostly just the Black Orcs and Grimgore Ironhide are around. The sight of my allied forces is they are slowly coming back from routing. These Goblin Wolf Rider archers are finally making their way into the battle on the left side flank, trying to just pelter down against whatever forces that they can. We have some more Black Orcs here that are just carving their way towards these cannons to try and disable them. And our friendly forces are coming back from routing as we hold the main battle line over here from routing. So these guys are coming back. So these Savage Orc are our boys. They're coming back. So once they come back, they should be able to eliminate these Bretonnian knights that are coming back to flank my back. So hopefully they can make it in time. We managed to defeat one steam tank, but these guys have cast an ability to really increase their charging power, and so they flank the backside of my Black Orcs over there. But we do have reinforcements coming from the right side as they're coming back from the route. I have advanced my forces away from the center line, and we're all going to the left side flank of our forces. These spearmen at arms have pitchforks, and they're ready to roll as our forces charge in to give them hell. Alright, so our friendlies have all come back from routing, and so now those Bretonnian knights are defeated, and it looks like a lot of their forces have begun to rout. Some skirmishing units over here, however, we do have our friendly forces, Orc Big Guns, come in and smash them on the side. So that should quickly rout them. We still have this hero unit that's giving us a bunch of trouble, but we finally made it to the cannons, and so these cannon forces will get smashed by our Black Orcs. Oh, there we go. And now it looks like these guys are starting to rout, and another ability was cast on these Black Orcs, and they are ready to party with the Wog and the extra melee defense. So the Bretonnian King is going to do his hammer and anvil with his Pegasus, and Karl Franz attempts to do that as well as he comes in to smash our Black Orcs. You can see that a lot of damage was done as he comes in, makes a swoop, and really does a ton of damage. However, he is defeated by our Black Orcs. So he's now dead. And now the Bretonnian knight, the Bretonnian king has no one else left to help him out. So it looks like he is going to rout immediately. And all the remaining forces have routed for the alliance. So the Greenskins were on the brink of defeat, but they managed to come back with the Wolf Riders really helping out by chasing any routing units so that they don't come back. It looks like another hero was defeated, and that sealed the deal. So if we quickly take a look at the battlefield, you can see that there are a bunch of steam tanks just completely crumbled in the middle. I think there were 4. Oh, there it is. This is the 4th one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyways, you can see the dead bodies everywhere. So that was one of our first 3v3s. So not bad. We can quickly just have an overview of the units. We got a bunch of black orcs with 3 chevron silver and a bunch of wolf riders here. They didn't do a whole lot of damage, but I think they have routed or continued to rout enemy units so that they wouldn't come back. Our friendlies here, lots of orc big guns, some black orcs, but also a ton of doom diver catapults, and so they did massive amounts of damage on their front lines. Basically, they disrupted the center formation, which definitely helped our advance. This guy probably took a brunt of all of the enemy fire, so that's why you need some cannon fodder here and there. Our giants definitely caused a lot of terror in the enemy. There's a few savage orc are our boys, so these are archer units, some black orcs, and some of those guys. So we all got, I guess, Grimgore Ironhide, I would suspect. Yep, Grimgore Ironhide. So that in itself is already very powerful. So the enemy had a bunch of units, but they only slightly upgraded their peasant bowmen, and they did have a few trebuchets. So this was the Bretonnians were the biggest army, and then our Empire folks decided to focus heavily on the steam tanks, which is perfectly fine. Slightly upgraded after having all these spearmen to hold the line, so that's actually not terrible. And then the dwarves. The dwarves went with a bunch of cannons, some pretty elite units, I guess. Ironbreakers, hammers, quarrelers, them longbeards, and Ungruff. Alright, so that was our multiplayer battle of the day, and hopefully we'll have more. So I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.